I'm Dale Smith for Looney Politics, and we are almost at the finish line of this election. All the talk the last few days has been about whether or not we'll see some kind of a minority situation afterward because the polls are still really tight. But that is also leading to a lot of people giving some misinformation. So for the record, the incumbent always gets the first crack at forming a government. And we will see this tested as to what the seat count is going to be. There may be some kind of a agreement for confidence, very possibly a coalition, but that's unlikely. So we'll see what happens after the ballots are counted. Meanwhile, on the campaign trail this last week, Justin Trudeau got to start the week with a security incident where he ended up going on stage in a bulletproof vest for the first time in Canadian politics. So that kind of gives you a bit of an idea about what some of the rhetoric out there has been like. The rest of the week, Trudeau has basically been pushing his message that people should want a progressive government and not a progressive opposition. Basically, vote for me or Andrew Scheer gets in. We'll see how well that translates, but that's kind of the message he's been putting forward, and he's been very circumspect not to give any kind of hints as to who he might form any kind of a post-election agreement with. Andrew Scheer has spent his week basically measuring the drapes in the PMO. He's been listing his priorities for his first 100 days, including a First Minister's meeting and his fall economic update, and basically giving the impression that he's going to win a majority, and these are the things that he's going to pursue right off the bat. Some of these, however, are pretty theatrical. The other thing that's been really noticeable this week is the way in which Scheer has been doubling down on some of the mistruths he's been spreading and inventing new ones out of whole cloth. As for Jagmeet Singh, he's been holding bigger and bigger rallies around the country, and at the same time prevaricating on one day it's yes, I'll be in a coalition, the next day it's oh, I'm not saying that. And then he's also telling people don't vote strategically, vote for what's in your heart, dream big. But his big dreams are also largely in areas of provincial jurisdiction, and he has no real implementation plans other than we'll sit down and make it happen. Not sure that that's always the best way to go. It's now election time. Make sure you cast your ballots on Monday, and we'll see how this all shakes out. For Looney Politics, I'm Dale Smith.